I'm going to show you a quick video on how to oil your gun when you get back from the field, or just general maintenance basically. This is a BSA Ultra multi-shot. The first thing we're going to do is make sure that it's not loaded, and you remove the magazine if it's a multi-shot, and make sure it's safe before you do any of this, please. Then the next step is, because this can get messy, put down a cleaning cloth or mat, dust sheet, towel, whatever really, because it can get a bit messy. Then get yourself an Allen key and remove the action from the stock. It should just slide out. There we go. The stock to one side. Right, there's an Ultra action. You can use, I would recommend using an oil that has a corrosion inhibitor in it, like this VP90. This is made by Napier. It's a power airgun oil. Apparently it's been developed in conjunction with air arms, and it's supposed to be good for PCPs and general airgun oiling. It does say something which I dispute. It says spray directly onto the gun and into the barrel. I wouldn't recommend doing that with an air gun, because if you get oil inside the hammer, which is in there, you will make your air gun extremely inconsistent, and you would need your gun to be serviced if you do that. So you're much better off spraying it onto an oily rag, like I do. Right, I have an oily rag. It's not a specific gun, it's just a duster that I use. You can get purpose-made cloths for cleaning guns. And get some of your gun oil, spray it on the rag, and then wipe down the action with your rag. Get in all the nooks and crannies. Basically just give it all a nice once over, and this coats it with the corrosion inhibitor, so it should prolong the life of your air gun. Right, once you're happy that it's all been oiled, I've got a good coating on it, then you can also take this opportunity to lubricate the O-rings. There's a number of products on the market for this. There's Bisley Gun Lube, or you can use Abbey SM50. I think it's pretty much the same stuff, just in a different bottle. Push the probe forward and put just a small drop on the O-ring, and that's all it needs, is a small drop on the O-ring, and then just put it in and out a few times just to spread the oil around. Well, it's not actually oil, it's a molybdenum disulfide mix. And there you go, that's your pellet probe nicely lubricated. That also helps with the magazine probe, the pellet probe slide through the magazine better. Sometimes probes can be a bit stiff going through magazines. That often cures that, or at least helps to cure it. And while you've got your lubricant out, you can put a little drop on your O-rings on your full probe, and just make sure that they've got a nice light coating on them. You don't want to go mad with this, otherwise it'll just push it through your gun when you next charge it. It's literally just to lubricate the O-rings. Once you're happy that that's all been oiled and lubricated, you can then fit your action back in your stock. One thing I'll note here is, if you are fitting your action back in the stock, quite often I find people over tighten this bolt. It's a PCP, it's not a full bore 308 or anything. It just needs to be nipped up. Some people crank it up, and then what that does is force the air tube and barrel tighter together, because of the way the tube fits in the stock. So don't over tighten it, it's not going to fall out, and it would do more harm than good if you over tighten it. And that's the basic maintenance. If you're out and about, you can get these handy little patches. These again are made by Napier, and they contain VP90, which is the corrosion inhibitor. If you stick one of these in your gun bag and you're out and about in the field, you can just open them up, and it's a little pre-impregnated cloth that you can use for wiping down your action when you're out and about. It's a handy little idea, and I suppose you could get a bit more life out of it if you keep it in its sachet and maybe put it in a little sealed plastic bag. Well, there we go. Something else I thought I'd mention while we're talking about maintenance, you get these sachets made by Napier, which have a corrosion inhibitor in them. It's a VP90. A very handy thing. It basically comes in a bag. You tear open the bag, and inside there's a sachet which contains the inhibitor, and you can put these in your gun bag, or you could put it in your gun cabinet, gun safe, gun cupboard, wherever you like, and basically it releases an agent which acts on the metalwork within your action, and basically stops it from rusting and corroding. Handy little idea, and it gets into the places that you can't get into with your oily rag, as it were. So definitely worth considering.